Welcome to the Tuttle and Klein Show.
Calvin-rific. I was going to ask you if I was going to get a Calvin-rific.
Hold on, man. Hold on. I got to get my ears in here. What's up, man?
Nothing. I've had a very Calvin-y start to the year.
I bet you have. How are you, man?
Good, buddy. It's been a while. It's been, a couple weeks, actually.
3 weeks.
3?
Is it 3? I think it's 3.
Yeah, it probably is. Yeah, it could be. Wow.
3 weeks. And Kev, a lot has happened in that 3 weeks.
I can only imagine.
I don't even know where to start.
The beginning?
Once upon a time, the Green Bay Packers beat the Dallas Cowboys in the Ice Bowl, so Fred Tuttle unloaded in Dottie Tuttle. 9 months later, ta-da! Not that beginning. Not that beginning. Not that beginning, huh?
No, not at all. Not at all. So, did you have a good holiday?
I had a great holiday.
Nice.
Very nice. Good family time.
Spent with the kids, I would assume?
Yeah. And, I usually like to keep it joyful in the holiday season in terms of conversations and everything like that. But I noticed that Timmy is this kid that just has no problems talking to anyone. I mean, absolute, strangers, he'll walk up to them and, what are you doing? Oh, that looks neat. You're buffing your car. Is it? Hey, why do you turn it? Why do you wipe it that way? He talks to like strangers, like it's nothing.
It's very curious.
Curious kid, just wide open and everything like that. And, back in our day, Kev, you remember, we didn't have to worry too much about that shit.
No, you didn't. Not at all.
We actually had a semblance of a legal system that kept the hardcore violent criminals behind bars, but that doesn't happen anymore. So I have, as a matter of fact, I was just recalling it, after I'm talking to the boys, that I remember one time, and this is nothing, and you'll agree with me on this, is I got a flat tire in my BMX.
Yeah.
Riding home from Little League, flat tire. And I'm walking my bike home, it's just me and my bike. And some guy in a pickup truck, an old 80s pickup truck, pulls over. I don't know who he is at all. He goes, son, let me help you out. Throw that thing in the back of my truck and I'll take you home. Tell me where you live. And I just did it.
Of course. It was a different time.
I threw he grabbed it, he went and got the hatch down. I rolled it over there. He threw it in it. And I went and sat with him and we were talking about, Little League and baseball and everything like that. And he's telling me, he played baseball and he met Don Drysdale one time and
wow,
and all that stuff. And then, he didn't try to fuck me or anything.
No, just dropped you off at home.
Didn't try to murder me. There was no murder. There was not even an attempt. He didn't even try to put his hand on my knee.
Wow.
None of that shit.
It's a beautiful time.
We just talked about baseball for a few minutes. And then there's my house. And he let me out, and he didn't lock the doors or anything like that. Let me out. He went and helped me get my bike out. And he said, good luck this season, kid.
Perfect.
And that's it.
That's it.
But that shit doesn't happen anymore.
Not at all. No.
So you got to have this discussion. And Kev, I've had this discussion with Audrey and Jonas about 10 years ago.
Right. And so
what to do if somebody tries to kidnap you.
Uh-huh. I would like to be informed on this as well.
Well, I have always employed the, hey, we're going to settle this right here and right now strategy.
Okay.
So I tell the kids, I told Audrey and Jonas this 10 years ago, and I told Dal and Timmy, over the holiday break this. I say, you settle it right here and now. You fight to the death right there in the street. You do not let anybody get you into a car or get you into a house. You scream and hoot and holler and go crazy, do whatever it takes. And if they kill you, at least it wasn't a torture, rape, killing type thing.
Yeah.
That could be extended over days and weeks and months and shit like that. You just settled it right out there in the street.
But don't you think that yelling and hooting and hollering and fighting back, they might just let you go because that's not their strong suit.
No,
Fighting, they're actually, for lack of a better word, they're pansies.
oh yeah, they don't want they want no freaking now when they get you in their basement or their dungeon, they want fight because that turns them on.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But right there in public with everybody around and everything, they don't want any attention.
Nope.
So that's why I told them to do that. And I remember 10 years ago, Audrey and Jones said, sounds like a good strategy, Dad. Duly noted. Dal and Timmy are a little different. Timmy said, quote, "Oh yeah, Dad, I'm going to kick him in the nuts, gouge his eyes out, and then, Dad, I'm going to grab his head and twist him by his neck, around his neck, until I hear the snap." I'm like, that's good strategy.
It's great strategy, son.
And I look over to Dallas, and he kind of steps towards me, and he's got this like Raptor switchblade that he got for Christmas.
Nice.
He opens that thing up and he goes, "Don't worry, Dad. This person will immediately regret what he has done."
Well, both your boys are larger stature than the bulk of the kids their age, so I don't think they got anything to worry about.
Oh, they'll be much easier targets than them.
Yeah, definitely so.
But it was so fun. I mean, it was like clockwork. It was like automatic. They got the game plan.
So you've got peace of mind now.
Yeah, exactly. You ain't getting. Yeah, you're going to the hospital. You might get one of my kids, but you're going to the hospital.
That's right.
And that'll make me proud.
You're easier to catch in the hospital.
Exactly. then Dad's coming to the hospital.
Yeah, you thought you had problems with the kids.
I don't care what anybody says, man. You try to harm my kids and that, I will kill you.
Yeah.
I will, let me look at the camera right now. You try to harm one of my kids, I will find you and I will fucking kill you. Period. I don't care.
Think there's a jury in Texas that would convict you?
I don't care if they would. Put me in with him. Wait, he's dead.
Yeah.
That would be my thing. It's like, if you got busted, like you did it in court, you went just crazy in court. I'm going to, that was my kid, blah, blah, blah. And the contempt of court, I'm like, cool, put me in with him. Just put me in with him.
It'd be fun.
Same cage.
There you go.
There won't be any more proceedings.
Saving the taxpayer money.
Exactly. Kev, for not being accessible nowadays, I had an inordinate number of people like jumping through hoops to try to reach out and connect with me over the past few weeks.
Like regular people?
Yeah. I mean, just people like, oh, I found you. I heard you shop here, and I heard you go to church here, and blah blah. It's because, and this because you pointed out one of them to me. There are some openings now for morning radio in Houston.
Yes, there are.
And Dean and Raj are longtime cohorts in the building at CMG. They got let go of.
Correct.
End of an era.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah, a long time. And then the competitor that we had, the Morning Bowl, they were let go too.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I always liked George and Mo. They were very, very kind to us all the time.
Oh yeah, there's never been any animosity in that way.
No,
I've never been that way against competition, except when one of our competitors popped off one time. And when we were new in the city, Kev, and our competitors, I was walking past them. They had a broadcast going on, and they said, "Whoa, there's the young pup, the new young pup in town." I don't know. He's got a little bit of a bark. Should we be afraid? And one of them goes, "Yeah, but a lot of times young pups try to cross the street, get run over."
Oh, really?
And I looked over at him. I don't know did I ever tell you this?
Never have. I have not heard this.
And I looked over to them where they were broadcasting, and I looked both of them in the eye, and I did the cutthroat thing.
Nice.
And about a year and a half later, they were gone.
Yeah, we're competitive by nature, so you really don't have to give us any incentive to be more
No,
competitive. You really don't.
you wouldn't have heard anything from me at all.
Yeah.
I would have. As a matter of fact, we could have become friends if I walked past and they said, oh, there's the new competitor, new guy in town. Hey, come over here. Well, we're going to tell you about the town, and we're going to talk to you, see how you're going. We probably could have been friends,
Yeah.
but you had to pop off.
So yeah, they I think I know who you're talking about, and they weren't long for the competition.
They were gone quickly.
Yes, they were.
Anyway, Kev, I would say around 8 or 9 different people are just like, oh, are you and Kevin coming in? You and Kevin coming in? Oh, come on, tell me you and Kevin are coming in. And I just said, hey, look, I said, if the right opportunity comes up, Kevin and I are open to a return to terrestrial radio. Unfortunately, I believe though that this is the pattern. Divesting, these companies are divesting in a collapsing industry.
Hmm.
So I doubt that they're going to go looking for some high paid guns to replace these people.
Well, I too had people asking me about this when I was in Houston for the Ultra 55. And they were asking me, what are the reasons why people get let go? High profile people like Dean and Roger and like George and Mo. And I said, well, you have to understand that radio's kind of cut its own throat. Okay. Because you can go get that music anywhere, Spotify, anywhere. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
What you can't get are the personalities. So I said, they're paying high salaries and then they're cutting the entertainment time. So yeah, it's a hard battle to win.
Yeah, I mean, the industry did it to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it's technology, but the industry did it to themselves. First off, it got way too corporate, tight playlists, same old shit over and over and over and over and over again. You didn't give the personalities, the things that make a difference, enough room to grow and be themselves and everything like that. And you were too worried about a buck, So you cut back on investing in these personalities. And lo and behold, streaming comes along where I can make my own 22-minute playlist on the way to work exactly how I want it.
Yeah.
There's no program director on planet Earth that can make me a fucking playlist exactly how I want it. And now I have this technology. Why do I need to listen to you? Not only that, very shitty and ridiculous ratings methods.
Oh, the ratings are horrible.
It is such a ludicrous thing. And how can people sell that? It's like, you got 2,000 people representing 6 million Houstonians, and it's flat out a racist methodology too.
That it is.
It is blatantly a racist methodology, and it is Kev. I took market research classes because I have a marketing degree.
Right.
If I would have presented the Nielsen model to my professor would have looked at it and go, "You fucking kidding me?
Yeah, right.
This is it." But yet a whole industry thrived on that.
And it's only one company that rates.
Exactly.
I mean, you talk about a monopoly, but check this thing out though. Smartphones are computers are such now that Trish and I can have a conversation about a product. Boom, we start seeing advertisements. You can't tell me that they don't have measurement sources out there that can tell you exactly who's listening, when, and where.
They not only that, Kev, but you don't just go with this flawed system, this flawed racist low sample system. It's one of many different things that you can do to rate terrestrial radio. You still got to have diary.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have profile groups. And yes, you have to have innovative cutting edge technology to, figure out the data of who's listening to what it's so easy now.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, there's data of every keystroke that you've punched in on your phone and your computer, Kevin. There's data of, reflecting that.
Sure.
So they got lazy because it's just all about money.
Well, and Nielsen probably has so many lobbyists in there, trying to keep them the only game in town. Having said all of this, I did email Radio 1 this morning
Oh, did you?
about us.
And what did they say?
Oh, they haven't gotten back to me. I mean, seriously, I just sent it 10 minutes before we got on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Radio 1 is that's the Dean and Raj one. That's the classic rock.
That's the Eagle. That's it, Tim. I mean, we're set for that. I mean, we are perfect for that. We grew up on radio. We grew up on Led Zeppelin and Rush and Queen. I mean, in all honesty, I think country music has passed me by. I think I'm too old for that stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing too. But classic rock would be perfect. That's who we are.
Absolutely.
I mean, for those of you, this is no shock to anybody listening to this or watching this right now. Kevin Kline have been and always were rockers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I grew up on Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Kiss, Motley Crue. These were my bands.
Yeah, Ozzy, Judas Priest, Van Halen.
Exactly. These were our bands.
Right.
And you should be able to hear that in our voice and, who we are.
Yeah.
So it would be perfect.
Yep. So anyway, just letting you know that I have thrown our hat into the ring.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Well, let me know how that goes. The only problem, Kevin, the only thing I'm worried about is, Timmy T, my on-air persona. He died as I was passing Chimney Rock on 59 South on May 10th, 2022.
Just be you. This wins, bro. This will win. We don't need personas. We just got to be us.
I know.
Yeah.
I was just always a character.
I know. But I like this Timmy T better.
He's kind of a pussy.
No, he's not. He's real.
Let me tell you how I'm a pussy too.
Okay.
I got an incredible compliment over the holidays, and you're involved with it too. So this will be kind of cool. Now it's not there goes Roy Hobbs, the best there ever was, but it's still very cool. I'm going into church, and I'm walking into church, and then I hear from the corner, "Hey, it's Tim Tuttle. It's Tim Tuttle." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I used to be." He goes, "Well, who are you now?" I said, "Well, I'm Timothy Tuttle. I'm Audrey, Jonas, Dallas, and Timmy's dad." And, he obviously knew them and everything like that. Then he told the people around him, he goes, I grew up on him and Kevin Kline and Eric Rico, and I was a big fan and everything like that. And, then he said, he goes, and this, I don't know where he got this. I've never heard this before. Tell me if you've ever heard it. He said, "I don't know if Tim Tuttle is in a class by himself, but when that class gets together, it doesn't take long to do roll call."
Wow.
And I was like, "Oh."
Right.
I was like, "Oh, I got to go."
What a great compliment.
I was like, "Wow, man, that's pretty cool." I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just some guy.
Very poetic, though.
But I had to quickly jet out of there because I felt a little teary-eyed. So I had to get into church quickly. I was like, "Damn, dude, why you got to do that for?"
That's a great quote. I love that.
I don't know. I tried to look it up. I don't know where it came from.
Maybe he's just a wordsmith.
No, he had to have met. Yeah, I think of stuff pretty quickly, but that's next level. I mean, that's somebody that pondered something like that or heard that and it was attributed to somebody else.
I don't know if he's in a class by himself, but if there's a classroom and the roll call is being taken, it's a short roll call. I love that, man. That's good.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, and I was like, "Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's
my
cool."
autograph?
No. No, not that guy. Not that guy. He died on 59 in Chimney Rock.
Yeah.
So I thought that's cool. Let me know if you get any response from him. Yeah.
Oh, geez. I'm not going to tell you anything. You're 3/4 of the team, bro. Shit.
Yeah. Suddenly you'll call me and say, "Hey, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. We're on the Eagle. We start tomorrow. Do some show prep."
Yeah.
Do
Hey,
some sharp run.
there's something you wrote on the battle plan, and I can't wait to find out what it is. You
What's
said
that?
you had a miracle catch at the grocery store.
Oh my God, Kev. This was I'm so proud of this. I'm on in the grocery store. And there in the aisle next to me, there's a stalker, a guy working there. He's stocking the shelves.
Uh-huh.
He's got AirPods, he's just jamming. And I'm on the other side, and I suddenly notice on the top shelf, like some vinaigrette bottles, some bottles, like starting to shake a little bit. He's pushing things so far in that he doesn't know on the aisle next to that he's causing some issues.
Yeah.
So I saw, first I heard the rumbling, and then I saw the movement, and I was like, immediately make up my break. I was like maybe 6 to 10 feet away. I caught not one, but two, and the other one I had to the other one was like a diving stab to stop them from hitting the ground. And then I moved my body in case any more were coming, so it would hit me and not hit the ground, because that's a vinaigrette bottle, man.
It's exploding.
That's gonna explode, man. That's gonna be everywhere. So I made these unbelievable catches, Kev. I mean, I was always good. I played shortstop. I always had the range. I always took a stab at it, but I didn't know I had it in there, 30 years later.
And D'Amico Ryans was in the other aisle and said, "Hey, we need a replacement for Tank Dell for the playoff game."
That's funny.
Are you in?
That's oh, in a second. I would love to go. But unfortunately, Kevin, I'm looking around, and there was nobody around to see it at all.
Oh.
And I was so bummed because they were just such great catches.
They got to have the footage.
Well, Kev, I went through the rest of the time in that grocery store just thinking, man, what if I went to the front desk there and said, "Hey, can you pull the footage?" I just and if you need $10, I'll give you $10 because that's some really good footage.
Yeah.
Then I thought to myself, I don't know. I don't want to be that dick. But Kev.
Yeah, I caught passes from Bart Starr, and now I'm talking about Gerard's vinaigrette.
It was exactly. Oh, Kev, they were great catches. But it just sucks, man. It's like, hey, man, I just needed one person to see it.
Well, did the stalker know?
Well, I walked around afterwards. I told him what was going on. You could see the skinned. My knee was a little skinned and red.
Yeah.
From the diving stab, and I told him, I got it. I caught these right here. You just might want to be careful. He goes, "Oh, bro, I'm sorry, man." I'm like, "Hey, no problem." And I was thinking of asking him if he would go to the manager to pull the surveillance video. But seeing just on a quick judgment of who he was, I don't think he is held well esteem with management. I don't think he's ever going to be employee of the month.
Oh, poor guy.
His picture. As a matter of fact, Kev, I would venture to say he's hanging by a thread.
Oh no.
And by me even bringing this up with management that I made these catches would probably cost him his gig.
Yeah, probably so.
So I couldn't do that to the dude.
No, you have a heart.
Because I know who he is. I've been that guy. 17-year-old. I've just taken whatever gig, man. I just need enough, little reef, little weed, little gas money to take my girl out.
Oh, hey, speaking of girls, how's the neighbor?
Oh. Dun, dun, dun.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Was it a parent thing?
Yeah, a little pushy on my parents are here. And that was it. I don't want that.
Sure.
And over the past few nights I was like, well, I kind of wish she was still around because she was hot and my type of nasty. But I tried to warn her. Hell, this podcast tried to warn her.
Yeah.
That I'm just, if it happened organically that I was going to meet her parents because they were here for the holidays, great. But After the third text on the day, I was like, ah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
So,
football on.
yeah, there's a lot of football on. I mean, these are great. These are great games too. I mean, we're trying to slot for playoffs and seeding for playoffs and shit like that. Yeah. As a matter of fact, Kev, I think it was the first round of
The CFP?
the CFP that she's got a little squirrely,
Yeah.
and I don't know, she's in a huff right now. She's not happy.
So what's the chance that you might run into her in the complex?
The chances are about 40 or 50% that I would see her sometime within a month while I'm doing cardio.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, who knows? I mean,
Will it be awkward?
What's that?
Will it be awkward?
Nah,
Oh, okay. Well, that's
because
good.
I was very upfront. I was like, I'm not looking for any kind of
Yeah.
relationship. And as you well know now, I was not bullshitting around. And Kev, she's just one of those. She's just one of those women, and we've talked about it before. Extremely attractive, that are not used to adversity or not getting their way.
Hmm.
And she just thought, hey man, I'm hot.
Yeah. Snap the finger.
She's like, that's what she's like, I'm hot. I fuck good. And I give him his O face. I'm going to demand that he comes over and meets my parents. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
there are others that can O face it.
Yeah, I'm following you. I'm following you.
Hey, so tell me a little bit about your holiday there. How did the snowdrop? Was it the 55 or?
Yeah, the Ultra 55. We gave out 102, 100, 150, 200-mile buckles total. And then we're almost $100,000 raised with that race. So yeah, it went great.
Awesome, buddy.
Yeah, thanks.
Awesome. You do such great work with that. I'm so proud of you.
I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you so much.
And Kev, I'm definitely doing the softball in 2025.
Yes, it's in September.
Put me down for it. Is 100% for sure. And I'm also going to try to get Clemens.
Oh, you really?
Yeah.
That would be phenomenal.
Would that be unbelievable?
Oh my God, that would be huge.
Would that be? Yeah. But he wouldn't want any ballyhoo or anything like that. He's cool.
No, yeah, we just bring him out.
Because you remember how he is. He's just like, hey, my name's Roger. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, it was really, really unassuming.
Yeah, I'm like, no, you're a rocket. You're GOAT, man. You're 7-time Cy Young Award winner. He's like, no. I'm just Roger, Tim. You do good with your little second date update too, and you're really good on the radio. And I'm not going goo goo gaga over you. I'm like, dude, I'm an ass clown in comparison to you. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, he was really cool. Well, at the time that I met him.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, he doesn't want ballyhoo. He's not big on ballyhoo.
No.
He does like it though when you give him accolades, give him props for his career.
Of course.
And Kev, I've ever brought this up with you. I had an argument with some guy I golfed with. It was like last year. It was a year and a half ago or something like that. And we were talking about the greatest pitcher of all time. Who's the greatest pitcher of all time? Like if an alien, did I ever tell you this?
No.
If an alien, civilization, a bunch of ships came down and they landed and they said, hey, look, we're going to kill everybody here and take it for resources, but we're going to give you one chance to survive. All 7 billion of you. We've kind of taken a liking. We've been watching you for hundreds of years. I did tell you this?
No.
For hundreds of years, we've been watching you. And we've taken a liking to your game called baseball. So we play it on planet blah, 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 blah. Okay? We play it all the time. And we have flown down with us here our number one slugger. His name is Bleep Blop Bloop Blah Blah. And, bleep, blop, bloop, blah, he comes down from one of the ships and he's just, Cav, he's just like huge, just jacked, man. And he goes, here's the thing. We're going to fly this ship to Fenway Park. And if you have a pitcher that can strike out bleep, blop, bloop, blop, bloop, blop, we're going to leave the planet alone.
Okay.
But if he puts one over the left field wall, green monster, we're killing every single one of you on the planet.
Damn.
He said, and then the guy goes, but here's the deal. And don't ask me, Kev, you know how a round of golf is.
Yeah.
18 holes is 4 hours. We're having this conversation over multiple holes.
Right.
And bleep, blop, and the leader says, here's what, bleep, blop, bleep, blop, bleep is so good that we want your best ever pitcher.
Okay.
So we have the technology that you tell us who the best ever pitcher is. We'll put them in their prime, and then they will face them on the mound at Fenway Park. So we were having this conversation. Well, who would you have pitch?
Mm-hmm.
Who would be the guy?
Is bleep, blop, bloopity, bop left-hander or right-hander?
Bleep, blop, bloop, blop, though, is a right-hander.
Okay, he's a right-hander. Okay.
He's a right-hander. I'm glad. So you're into this now too, aren't you?
I'm right with you, buddy.
We're trying to save the planet here, man.
Exactly. It's all of humanity.
It's all of humanity. We're all dead if we don't do this right.
Yeah.
And that's what I was trying to explain to my golf buddy. I was like, hey, man, we got to do this right. Well, the first thing that he threw out was Randy Johnson.
I think Randy would be a great choice.
And I said, no fucking way.
Not from the right side, though.
Yeah. First off, bleep, blop, bloop, blop's a right-hander.
Yeah.
Second off, I'm not even sure that Randy Johnson is the greatest Johnson pitcher. Walter Johnson.
Walter was really good.
I said, without a doubt, man, you got to go Roger Clemens. When you absolutely, positively have to strike out an alien to save the entire civilization, you got to get Roger Clemens.
Okay.
Now, the big question is what era Roger Clemens do you get? Do you get, early years with the Red Sox? Or do you, Kev, even though it was like a flash in the pan quick, I think he looked his best that year or two he was with the Toronto Blue Jays.
Okay.
He was fucking insane.
I think he was insane his entire career.
Yeah. Or do you get the seasoned one? Because, there's a lot of pressure.
Sure.
I'm not sure we want 24, 25, 27, even maybe 30-year-old Roger on the mound with those kind of stakes. We're talking humanity here.
I don't think Roger ever felt pressure. I really don't. And no matter what era he was playing, I think he thrived off of that. So I don't think we've got to worry there with Roger saving all of humanity because he's going to choke.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, still, man, it's better to be smart than to have any regrets later. Mm-hmm. So even though he was dominating as like a 22-year-old or whatever it was in 86, that first year with the Red Sox, we don't get him at that time.
Dude had 21 strikeouts in a game. There's 27 outs in a game.
Dude, I know. Hey, trust me, I know. But I think we got to get the Wiley one.
Okay.
I think we got to get him, early 2000s Yankees, around the time him and Piazza had their little spat.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Or maybe even, 05 with the Astros. I don't know.
Okay. So,
I don't know. You tell me. First off, you tell me, am I crazy passing up Randy Johnson?
No, I Randy Johnson's good. I would go Mariano Rivera. And the only reason I say Mariano Rivera is because he was a specialty guy. Roger's a starter. So is Roger at the beginning of the game? He needs a little bit of time to get in the groove. Late in the game, he's throwing a lot of pitches. Mariano, dude, the Sandman, are you kidding?
Yeah, I trust me, I see your point. But if you're going to go relief pitcher, I mean, I think you got to go Al Bobrowski, the Mad Hungarian.
I grew up watching that dude. He was a trip.
Just to watch him bang the mitt and go, I'm going to fuck you up.
Yeah.
The Mad Hungarian.
Man, can Can you remember? I mean, that line. You faced Clemens for 8 innings, and then you get Rivera for the 9th.
Oh yeah, that was nasty.
Dude, slit your wrist. You got nothing going on, man.
You're done. Particularly if Clemens is hitting his locations, there's nothing you can do.
No,
There's nothing that you can do. There's nothing you can do. Even if it's only like 6 innings, then they have somebody that'll get them to Mariana in the 9th inning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nasty. That's some nasty shit.
I feel good about humanity's prospects with our choices either being Roger Clemens or Mariano Rivera. I feel good that we're still a species.
I don't know, man. Bleep blop, bloop blop. I'm pretty sure he's on the roids.
Oh, he's got to be.
Totally. I mean, he was like, Kev, you should have seen him when he came down on that ramp, on that just all fucking jacked, man.
Wow. Yeah. Well,
don't ask me where this conversation, something like this starts. I just don't ask me.
I think it's a brilliant conversation. Hypothetical conversations are awesome all the time.
Oh, and unfortunately, we're having this conversation in January talking about baseball.
Yeah, we're a month away from spring training.
Well, that's true. But, Kev, in January, we got to have this discussion about football.
Okay.
And I mean, same thing, same scenario. Alien invaders come to our planet. They've taken over the last 100 years to our game called football, even though they don't understand it because we use our hands. But, after that conversation, they're like, hey, I've got the 11 best defensive guys in the universe on this team. We're going to put the ball on this 1-yard line. You give me, your best 11, and you've got to score within 2 minutes. We'll give you your 3 timeouts, but you got to score within 2 minutes, or we're blowing the whole fucking planet up. So let's build that team. When you absolutely, and of course they still have the little time machine, Kev, so we could get era too. We could mix with at peak era.
Okay.
So obviously we want to start off with the quarterback. Who's going to QB this thing? I think Mahomes comes to mind, but with this kind of pressure, he may be still a little young.
Yeah.
A little young. Do you go early 80s Joe Montana?
That's a solid choice. I'm with you on that one.
Do you like early? Okay.
Unflappable. The dude was unflappable.
Just absolutely even keel at all times. Will not worry about the pressure of 7 billion people dying if he fails. He won't worry about it.
Yeah.
All right, let's give him one running back. I want somebody that can catch the ball too.
How was Eric Dickerson out of the backfield?
Dickerson was the prettiest runner ever in history to watch. However, I want somebody as a safety valve with a good pair of hands. I would actually go his successor in Indianapolis, Marshall Faulk.
Oh, wow.
Before I would go him. I want somebody that can catch the ball.
Okay.
And the first thing comes to mind, particularly 1999 Marshall Faulk, Kev. He ran for 1,300 yards and he caught for 1,100.
Damn, that's well-rounded.
Yeah, you're almost, but I'm not 100% on that right now. Let's talk that through, because there's something to be said about having Derrick Henry.
I love that guy.
God, that guy gets go. It's forget it.
Dude, did you see him on the Christmas Day game where they tried to get him to eat a piece of cake and he said no, I'm not eating cake.
No.
What a physique, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's just that guy right there. Yeah, he gets going. It's him or Lynch, Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
The human bowling ball, Seattle.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, one of those two. They get going and they can't be stopped. My only worry though is the hands.
Okay.
Because I want to give Montana somebody that, hey man, they're all covered. This fucking defense is unbelievable. They got guys on this alien team running 3.9 40s.
Well, Montana might say Roger Craig.
True. And then that's another thing is, do you make Montana so comfortable that you got to have Rice out there too on wide receiver?
Dude, how do you not have Rice?
You got him. He's the best.
Yeah.
He's the best. As a matter of fact, I would suspect if you have Joe Montana and Jerry Rice, most of the yardage you're going to need, most of the 80 yards that you're going to need is going to come from him hitting Rice.
Yeah.
But who else do we have at receiver? I mean, who else does Joe Montana throw to? You know, I think you got to get Randy Moss, man. I think you got to have Randy Moss.
Okay.
He's a guy who could go up. He's a guy with great hands. He's a guy with unfucking believable speed. I almost think you got to have Randy Moss somewhere on that field.
All right.
Am I crazy? Who am I missing?
No, that's a good one. It's a good one. Lynn Swan, John Stallworth, how do they?
Kev, don't be mistaken. Okay, the 70s era stuff, yes, it's nostalgic for us. Mm-hmm. And yes, those are players that to us seem 8 feet tall and they seem like gods. But those are also players probably wouldn't be able to cut it in the modern game, at least as well as they did then.
Yeah. No, the modern game is way different.
It's like O.J. Simpson was an incredible running back, and he had skills and he had size and he had speed, but he would be just north of average now, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he would just be, I really do. I really think that he would get swallowed up by some of the speed that's out there on defense.
Well, especially now because he's, dead.
Now, don't get me wrong. He had a great slashing.
He did. Yeah.
Skill.
Yeah. Can really slice through that defensive line.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. So, yeah, I don't know if you go Stallworth, Swan. I don't know. I think you have to go, who is Megatron from Detroit?
Calvin Williams?
I can't remember his name, man. He retired too soon.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Calvin, God, what is his name?
It was Calvin something. Johnson, Calvin Johnson.
Calvin Johnson, that's it.
Yeah.
That dude was nasty.
Yes, he was.
That dude was nasty.
You know who else can go get the ball? Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson can get the ball. You know who else is steady is from Galveston Ball High School and Texas A&M, Mike Evans.
My God, dude, 11th year in a row he went over 1,000 yards.
Yeah. And, I remember when he played for Galveston Ball.
He's tied with Jerry Rice for the most consecutive years of 1,000 yards.
Kev, we went to a gridiron invasion very early on in our days here, probably about 2006 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
And he was playing on the other team. And I just remember watching him and I was like, that dude will be a multi-millionaire.
Yeah, well, he got $3 million yesterday just on a. Yeah.
But you know how it is. Sometimes you could just look on a field and just go, sure. Okay, that you particularly a high school field, even some college fields,
mm-hmm.
when everything tightens up a little bit in terms of talent, you could tell who players are who are going to be really fucking good.
Sure, you can. Yeah.
And I that just glares that day that we were at Gridiron Invasion and the announcer was calling at Mike reception Evans, blah, 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 17 yards. And I was just like, that dude looks different.
Yeah. And he was, and he still is.
So yeah, congratulations to him. Galveston Ball, one of our locals here, Kev, in the Houston metro area.
Beautiful.
All right. So we got a pretty good team there. I mean, obviously the offensive line, I think we just get the biggest monsters we can find right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Because, now you have, you just take like today's all pro team offensive linemen, put them out there. Because these are dudes that are 320, 330 pounds that run 4.6 40s, 4.7 40s and just move bodies.
For sure. Yeah. So, they could pancake block, beep, bop, do this, bop. Regardless of his size.
How do you like that? Beep, bop, boop, bop, fuck you. Beep, bop, boop, bop.
Exactly.
Hey, man, did we just write a movie script here?
I think we did.
I think both of these are fucking movie scripts. Like one's the sequel,
Yeah, right.
we start off with the baseball one, and then 10 years later, after saving the planet, Roger Clemens, they come back, and now they're playing football.
Yeah. They went back to their planet and evolved a different game.
Exactly. Oh my God, we got a franchise, Kev.
They're hell bent on ruining humanity on Earth.
Tim Tuttle and Kevin Kline present Alien Invasion 5 Lacrosse.
Beautiful. That's funny.
In 2 years, curling. Oh, I love that shit. Okay, Kev.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Let's do be honest.
Be honest. Be honest.
Be honest, me only once a week from hundreds of miles away is much better than 5 days a week in the same room, right?
No, I mean, if that were the case, I wouldn't have thrown our hat in the ring preliminarily for trying to get back on the air in Houston. So, no, especially now, man. I mean, growing older, wiser, more comfortable in our own skin, both of us. I mean, it's fun hanging out with you now.
Oh, cool. Again, don't ever forget, though, the Tim Tuttle thing.
What?
Great fun for a little while. Then you're looking at your fucking watch.
Dude, 25 years, bro. 25 years.
All right, what's your be honest?
My be honest is this, okay? So we were in Houston for the Ultra 55, and it was 80 degrees, and it was like 60% humidity. We fly back home. Now we're under 2 inches of snow and a quarter inch of ice, and the temperatures are 19. So here's my be honest. Be honest. Would you rather spend a year in 90-degree heat and 90% humidity, or would you rather spend 6 months in 70-degree heat and no humidity, but the other 6 months are 0 in ice?
Ooh.
Right?
Say that again. Say it one more time.
Okay, you either get a year in 90-degree heat and 90% humidity, like a Houston summer, but it's that year round, or you trade that in for 6 months with San Diego weather and the other 6 months, Appleton, Wisconsin weather.
Kev, I got to tell you, I would probably stay in the oven.
My wife would too, Tim. Yeah.
I would. I remember those winters in Wisconsin and Indiana, particularly Wisconsin. That was a different kind of cold.
Yeah.
So,
but man, that heat is oppressive, bro.
I know, but I like it though. I like it.
Yeah.
I like heat. I like because I'm Kev. I evaluate. Timmy graduates high school in 2034.
Okay.
And I'm thinking to myself, well, what am I going to do after he graduates high school? Obviously, I want to stay here in Texas, so I could be close to my 14-year-old and 9-year-old sons.
Sure.
It would take something really, really special to move me away from that. But what would I do? And every option that I have, Kev, is heat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Miami, Las Vegas, Costa Rica, Thailand, Bali. These are the places that I'm thinking about.
Yeah. Well, I've long said there are two people on this planet. There are beach people and there are mountain people.
Now, I like mountains.
Yeah, but I'm talking about living.
Yeah, I would not want to live there.
Yeah.
I would not want to live. I love to visit there. It's beautiful. And every so often it's good to be on your toes with a crisp wind and a little bit of snow. But, hey, man, I want, I wake up and I walk out of my hut on the white sand beach. I want to hear Jimmy fucking Buffett. And I want to see a hammock, hanging from two palm trees. That's what I want.
Yeah, that's about the only thing that Trish and I disagree on. I'm a mountain guy. Give me the cold weather all day long, and she would much prefer palm trees.
Mm-hmm. Is that an issue?
No, not after 30 years together.
I mean, yeah, exactly. What are you going to do, Kev?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if she eventually puts her foot down, hey, you're going to become fucking beach guy.
That's right.
You're going to figure out a way to make it work, buddy.
Yeah, Corona and lime. Bring it
Because
on.
Because I'll tell you this right now, man, you are not going to find somebody else that fucking puts up with your bullshit the way she does.
Not even close.
Not even close. And I got to hand it to you. That's probably, I mean, don't get me wrong. Kevin Kline, very talented guy. Kevin Kline, very charitable guy, kids with cancer. But his greatest thing is he found a woman that'll put up with his fucking complete whacked out of your skull fucking bullshit. And she ain't going anywhere. Congratulations to you.
Thank you. That's what I always say. It's my proudest accomplishment.
Yeah. Whereas, here I am is I can treat you well, nice vacations, nice house, everything like that. I can make you get the O face and your eyes roll back into your head with my skills. And yet after about, like a year, 2 years, you're like, well, that's been fun. Gotta go.
Yeah.
All right, Kev, let's finish this up. Do we have time? I don't even know how we are on time.
Yeah, we're good. We're real good on time.
Let's do a rabbit hole, shall we?
Rabbit hole of the week.
What was your rabbit hole you were caught in?
So our friends Bob and Kim have been trying to get us to watch Killing Eve for the longest time with Sandra Oh and Jodie Comer. Are you familiar with this show?
I'm not familiar with the show, but I'm very familiar with Sandra Oh.
Yeah, she's a phenomenal actress, okay? There's 4 total seasons. Tim, we watched the first season in 3 days, and then we got to halfway through the second season, and we just called it quits. But yeah, 4 days in a row of Killing Eve. Not a big fan of the show.
Didn't do it for you.
No, did not. Did not.
Yeah, Kev, and that'll happen. I had the same thing happen to me. I was watching the show about hedge funds, Billions on Showtime.
Yeah.
And I loved it for the first 4 seasons.
Uh-huh.
And then they started getting political. They started pushing agendas, it's obvious that this Mike Prince is Trump, and you're trying to, use lawfare to destroy him. I mean, you're the template of what we saw in 2024 last year was probably gotten from this show.
Well,
and I'm just like, I'm not doing it. Fuck that.
Yeah, Killing Eve, 4 seasons, and each season was written by a different female lead writer. And even the critics say that after season 2, it went completely downhill. I'm not even getting halfway through season 2. It's just so radically different.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was
real quick though. Are you liking? Because this is kind of like we talked about this a couple episodes ago. Are you liking the new Dexter?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Is it?
Yeah, the Dexter Origins, when he is a teenager and then he becomes a college student and then gets hired by the Miami Forensics Department. Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. It's neat.
Did you get through all of the original Dexter?
Oh yeah, we got through that and New Blood.
And New Blood. Okay, I'm kind of torn because I think I watched 90% of original Dexter.
Mm-hmm.
I watched, I think, a season of New Blood.
That's all it was 1 season.
And okay. But I'm wondering how far back I should go to get boned up on the new Dexter.
Don't have to go back at all. Yeah, don't have to go back at all. If you're familiar, if you even have a cursory familiarity, or tertiary, a peripheral familiarity, you'll get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So what was your rabbit hole?
The rabbit hole, Kev, I don't know how this started. I just kept doing it. I kept going. I kept watching Titanic documentaries. The documentaries.
Yeah, not the movie.
No. Well, I watched that too.
Okay.
And again, like I've said before, first half fucking blows. Second half of the movie is phenomenal. Anyway, there's a new documentary out, and I was fascinated by that. They did like scientific discoveries, and I don't know if these are well known. Tell me if you've ever heard these before. They put science and data, trying to find out, what happened. It's just because the shit just didn't make sense. A lot of what happened didn't make sense. And they figured out that a rare mirage from a crystal clear night with millions of stars is one of those things with millions of bursting stars. And I'm sure you've seen these before because you're a runner at night, where, it looks like the horizon isn't even there. It just all blends together.
Mm-hmm.
It's impossible to see where the sky starts and the sea ends, like one of those nights. And the science says this created a mirage which shielded the iceberg until 37 seconds, exactly 37 seconds before the side swipe.
Yeah, by then it's too late. You can't turn that quickly.
Yeah, it was an optical illusion, and these guys in the crow's nest didn't see it until there's 37 seconds left. Crow's nests are usually able to give the captain 30 minutes notice, iceberg, right side.
Right.
But these guys, because of this phenomenon, rare mirage phenomenon, which happens, but it's very, very rare, could not even see the iceberg until it was 37 seconds away.
Very plausible.
No, I mean, it's proven.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear this?
I never have heard this. No.
Okay. Also, they did the science on this. This is kind of fascinating. I was fascinated by this. And let me know if you've heard this or not. That because 37 seconds before, they radioed down to the steer house and said, iceberg dead ahead. The wheelhouse guy immediately cranked things to the left, immediately turned the ship to the left. And also down below, they were trying to reverse engines and all that shit, just to do what they can to avoid it going left.
Mm-hmm.
So they sideswiped the iceberg, which ripped a 300-foot hole in the
hull.
ship, in the hull. Yeah, 300 foot just ripped it and opened up too many compartments and caused it to sink. If they wouldn't have pulled dead left, the steerhouse guy would have pulled it, and they would have hit it straight on, the ship would have been incapacitated, but it would not have sunk.
Really?
They would have been rescued. The ship would have been done.
Oh, yeah.
And there probably would have been some injuries from the impact. But it would not have sunk, and there would not have been a loss of life like that.
Amazing.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah. If they take it straight on, they would have been fine.
Well, you should come to Missouri because down in Branson, they have the world's largest Titanic museum.
Shut your mouth.
No, yeah, it's not the largest museum. It's the most artifacts from the actual wreckage.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Trish loves it.
Do they have a piece of the whole?
I believe they do.
Yeah, because they brought up Cameron and his guys brought up like a huge giant piece of the whole, like 10 tons.
Okay.
Did you see it, like a piece of the whole with the rivets and everything like that?
I think so. I mean, I'll have to look at my pictures. But the interesting thing is when you go into the museum, they give you a little playing card, and you're one of the passengers. And then at the very end, you find out if you are one of the passengers that lived or died.
Wow.
And then you find out their story.
Wow, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool. Yeah.
Now the next day, the Carpathia showed up.
The other ship.
Yeah, the other ship that showed up and picked everybody up out of the rescue boats, put them on. Anybody that survived was picked up the next day. But did you know? And I didn't know this. Did you know that night, 4 miles away, there was another huge ship, the Californian?
No, I didn't know that either.
They could have been there before it sunk.
Wow.
And the captain never lived it down. He died, trying to clear his name, never lived it down. It's because of the mirage phenomenon. All the stars and everything like that, the horizon confusion, the Morse code light, where the ships like try to signal each other.
Yeah.
The Morse code light, they couldn't tell because of all the bright lights that are going like this. Like Kev, you've been to Vegas at night.
Sure.
And you look outside and you see all these lights and, some of them are bursting and everything like that. Well, there's no light out there that's bursting like that. That's an optical illusion.
Mhm.
And that's so they didn't know which light was giving off a signal. They weren't sure anybody was there. They felt deceived. They were signaling and like it was just a mass confusion.
It just seems like everything was set up against them.
Exact. But there's one thing, man, that the Californian captain, his name's Captain Lord.
Okay.
There's one thing that he fucked up that would have saved everything. If he would have just woke up his, Morse code operator,
Uh-huh.
his communications guy, because they only had one on that ship. Now on the Titanic, they had two, so they had somebody manning that thing 24/7. But on this ship, there's only one, and he did an 18-hour shift. Then he slept for 6 hours, and he was sleeping during this time. If he would have just woke up that Morse code guy on his ship, the Californian, to directly try to contact the Titanic, they would have been saved.
Damn.
And that's the one thing he fucked up on. He's like, yeah, the guy had just been up 18 hours. We weren't getting anything here. I mean, we think there was a ship there. There were some noises and everything like that. We tried to, signal them and communicate with them. There's really nothing that we could tell coming back. So we just left.
Wow.
Is that crazy?
That's absolutely insane. I've never heard any of that.
Yeah. The Californian 4 miles away.
Wouldn't have taken him any amount of time to get there.
Nothing. You flip that thing around. It took 2 hours for the ship to sink.
Uh-huh.
2 hours and 20 minutes or what it was. The Californian, during all this, checking, signaling timeout, they could have gotten there in 27 minutes.
Wow.
Is that crazy?
That'd have been plenty of time.
Yeah, man. So it's just like everything was like the perfect storm, everything working against the Titanic, just one of those things.
Mm.
Isn't that crazy?
It's absolutely insane. I've never known that. So, it just kind of goes to show, if it's your time, it's your time.
Yeah.
Speaking of, you will get an appreciation out of this because you're a numbers guy. There is a guy, I just read this last week. He has a higher IQ than did Stephen Hawking and Albert Einstein. He has developed a physics formula, and mathematic experts say that it is absolutely dead on, positively true. He says that when you die, he has developed this mathematical equation. When you die, you only die in the physical. Your spirit goes to another dimension.
I knew it.
Yep, that's what he says.
I knew it. I just knew it, Kev. I knew it, man. I mean, I don't know what the exact story is. And, I'm not the most I'm not the most devout religious person, but I just know there's something coming next. And I just have a funny feeling if you're a dick here, you're not going to like next.
Yeah.
If you're an evil fuck that did evil shit, you're not going to have good next.
No.
And I don't know what it is. I don't know what the story is. And I'm sure when we all die, we're going to find out, like one religion will be doing an end zone dance.
Yeah, right.
We told you, motherfuckers.
But can you even wrap your head around that equation, coming up with something that remarkable?
Yeah, I'm wondering, the angles he took mathematically,
right,
to get there. But Kev, I can see it. I mean, I can see it, I could, I've known. You know what I'm saying?
It made complete sense to me when I read it.
Yeah, and I'm not a big organized religion guy.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of flaws, a lot of controversy, a lot of scandal, a lot of corruption. But man, you can't just be on this planet we are a very intelligent and fortunate species. And you just cannot be out here for, 50, 60, 70, 80 years acting like a fucking asshole, and it's not going to come back on you.
Yeah.
You just can't. You just can't. It doesn't make sense to me that one and done. And Kev, I've actually I've had a little bit of fun with atheists. I've for some reason I've run into atheists a lot.
Really?
Over the past couple months.
What do they
And
do?
I don't
Just
know-
come up and introduce themselves? Hey, Tim, I'm Kevin. I'm an atheist.
Well, this is all part of the talking to people more thing, and really like getting into viewpoints, and shit like that. But I've been saying this, and you try this one time when somebody tells you they're an atheist.
Okay.
They do not believe in God until you offer them $20 for their soul. I'm 0 for 7 and getting the $20. They don't want to do it just in case.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
7 atheists, Kev, over the past couple of months. I have approached, after they said they're atheists or whatever. I just said, "Oh, you're an atheist." Well, I got a piece of paper here. I'm going to write this. I'm going to give you this $20. You give me your soul. Sign off right here. None of them did it. Because you just don't know.
You don't.
You don't.
Yeah. That's why you live by the golden rule. Regardless of what your faith is, you just live by the golden rule. Do unto others.
Yeah. Do unto others. You'll be fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We don't know about all the commandments, and, we're not, Jesus sounds good, but you're not 100, it could have been just some guys writing a cool story. You don't know,
No.
Muhammad and Allah and all that shit. And, and I don't even know what the fuck is going on with Scientology. I don't even, and I don't want to offend anybody, but that Mormon shit seems like a stretch too. I'm like, really, man? There's no Mormon kid in Utah that just said, Dad, this shit doesn't make sense, man.
What's religion and salvation have to do with the same underwear?
Exactly. So I just jerked off, so I can't go to heaven now. Really? But I could go like kill somebody and then be sorry for it, and I'm good.
Eternal salvation.
I'm good. But I just jerked off, and now it's not there for me.
No, not anymore.
None of it makes sense. But that's why I do. All religions have some thread of the golden rule: do unto others.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Kev, this has been a blast.
Yeah, it's been a good episode to get back in the swing.
Yeah, and try that sometime on an atheist. Just whip out a 20. Kev, you'll hear records screech, and you'll hear them go dip 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 die, and oh, man, it's $20. You don't believe? Give me your soul. Nobody wants to do, not one.
No takers.
And not even one of the blue-haired fucking off the chart, I hate everyone, God, gothic freakos are going to take the $20 for the soul.
That's interesting.
Just in case.
Yeah, hedge your bet.
Yeah, just to get, Kev, it's kind of like, during wartime, the soldiers that were atheists, when the shit was hitting the fan, there was a lot of praying to God.
Yeah, there was.
Hey, Bill, I just noticed as we were getting shelled last night that you started talking to God. Thought you were an atheist.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
All right, Kev. Great episode. Hey, look, there's something else. I talked to a bunch of people over the last 3 weeks who are telling me that they're listening to the podcast and they love the podcast and all that stuff. And every single one of them I talked to said they just press play on Spotify or the platform or whatever. And unfortunately, that's not how podcasts, they keep score. It's all about downloads. So please, and I'm guilty of that too. I mean, I've listened to hundreds of Rogan and Bill Burr episodes, some true crime episodes. I've even listened to Klein's Fuzzy Mike, and I just pressed play and I didn't download it. Do us a favor, download our episode. Just go do it right now. Download it. I know you're press play, but just all you have to do is grab your phone real quick, flip up, press download. That's how they keep score. And then make sure you subscribe, give us a rating. Love to get one of those 5.0 ratings. This is how the game is played. please help us out. We have merchandise available on the Tuttle and Klein Facebook. We also have Tuttle and Klein Instagram. I'll start posting little clips from our story again as soon as possible now that we are back in the swing for 2025. Kev?
Yeah, those are cool, and you always include a quote from one of our fans.
I love those two. And I got a bunch, Kev. There are people when they even say stuff to me. I like walk away and I'll like make a note in my notes. I was like, hey, what was your first name?
There you go.
Okay, all right. Can I use your name?
I'll make you immortal.
I'll make you immortal. You will last because our TikTok will last. We have TikTok, by the way.
Yeah,
and that'll last forever. That's that'll be there forever. The stories go away after 24 hours on IG and Facebook. So TikTok, you can get the entire Tuttle and Klein selection, which is approaching 300 little clips right now.
Yeah, use that as a rabbit hole for you.
Yeah, have fun with that rabbit hole. And we apologize in advance.
Yeah, don't we though?
Yeah. Kev, what's going on with the Fuzzy Mike? Kevin's got a great other podcast called The Fuzzy Mike where he discusses mental health and also does some true crime stuff and all that shit. What do you have going on?
Dude, I met an incredible athlete at our Ultra 55. When he was 6 years old, he used to get beat on by his dad. And so when you have that happen to you that young in life, there's multiple ways that you could turn out. You could continue the cycle. You could become a criminal. You could become a professional fighter. This guy became a motivational speaker, and his whole thing is you can do great things. And so I'm having him on Tuesday on the Fuzzy Mike to talk about athletic mindset and how you can take that into your own life.
Love it. Great stuff.
Dude, he's phenomenal.
I can't wait. I definitely will listen. Audrey's got another hype girl coming up too, so you want to check out Audrey's stuff. She's got some really good stuff. Things are happening with her, and she's doing really, really well.
By the way, I was talking to Mike Dunlap at our race, and he told me to tell Audrey hello, and that I told Mike about her job with the Austin volleyball team, and he said that's fantastic.
Yeah. He Dunlap Marketing. He had her interning. That was tell him thank you. He was one of the people that instructed her and taught her a lot.
Yep.
All right, man. I gotta go.
That's it for this episode of the Tuttle and Klein Show. See you this Wednesday for an all-new episode. And you can get more Klein on his podcast, The Fuzzy Mike, with new episodes on Tuesday. Stay fuzzy, friends. And thanks for listening to the Tuttle and Klein Show. Yo. All right, take the yo out.